I'm your host, Emily Mikowski, and we have a loaded show today, as always, so we're going to go ahead and dive right into our first segment of the day. I'd like to welcome Brad Skonecki and Matt Nielsen here from UWO Oshkosh Theater to talk about the latest production. And you guys have got to be so busy. I think you guys were just in on the last episode, the UWO Theater. So welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Definitely. We love to have you guys. And we're here to talk about a really unique production that we have coming up, and that is called Winter Fringe Theater, an Evening of One Acts. Mm-hmm. So maybe before we get into the major details, give us an overview of what exactly is unique about this specific production.
Well, it's student directors, all student directors. There's 3 of us, 2 of us are here, and we each have picked our own show, and we're putting it on with student designers, student costume, wardrobe, what have you, and student-driven, which is very nice to have. It gives us the experience, the opportunity to get the experience, which is definitely a great thing.
So it's like it's the real deal. You kind of get the whole experience as if there's no staff or no person there, watching over all of it. Right.
I mean, they're definitely there to help.
Yes.
Which we need help. But it's under our control for the most part.
So. Very cool. So when is this show going to be going on?
March 10th till the 12th, so this Thursday up until Saturday.
Wonderful. So you've got a lot to do up until then, of course. And tell us about we were talking before we started recording about the different kind of stage. It's not in the usual location that you have the other major huge productions. It's kind of it's called the experimental theater. Tell us about that.
It's so basically it's a thrust stage instead of a proscenium stage, and proscenium is when the whole audience gets to kind of have the same perspective of what's going on in the show. It's all in front of you, kind of like a TV. Okay. Where thrust is all different perspectives from everyone in the audience, because not everyone is going to see the same exact spot as others, and so you might not see an actress's face at one point, but you see reaction sometimes rather than someone giving the dialogue.
Okay. Right. So the whole nother added challenge to the whole thing. Let's talk about the plays. We've got 3 different plays. 2 of them are directed by each of you, and then of course the third, who is not here. Tell us about the plays. What are they and what are they about?
Well, do it in the order, I suppose. Mine is first. It's called A Number on the Roman Calendar. It's about a couple named Will and Marjorie in medieval times, the year 999, and they're a very pious couple, and they're on a hilltop awaiting Christ's second coming, and the wife is more concerned. She's very cold and very hungry, and so it's kind of a contrast between spiritual needs and human needs, and which one ends up winning out is in the end. And then it's interesting because the Pope ends up showing up, and it's more of a play on living in the moment as opposed to preparing for the future kind of thing. And it's definitely fun. It reads very funny. That's why I chose the piece. It's a comedy, and it's just a fun piece, and it's interesting.
Very cool. Yeah. And what about yours?
My play is called Graceland by Ellen Byron. It is about 2 women, Bev and Rudy, who show up to Graceland 3 days before it opens, both huge Elvis fans, and they're fighting over this, who's going to go in first. And Rudy's kind of naive a bit, and Bev is kind of a mother, basically. And it's 2 contrasting personalities just going at it to try to find out who's going in that mansion first. And it turns out being a heartwarming story about the 2 becoming friends and understanding each other's lives.
Oh my gosh, how fun. So very different plays that we're talking about. Give us a brief one about the third play.
The third one's called I Rise in Flame Cried the Phoenix by Tennessee Williams. It is directed by Andrea Ewald. Okay. It is basically Tennessee Williams' tribute to D.H. Lawrence, one of the people who inspired him for his plays and his art. And D.H. Lawrence was a novelist and a poet who kind of was involved heavily in modernism, in that style of art. And basically, it's his last moments of life before he dies of tuberculosis.
Wow. a wide variety, a little something
Yes.
for every taste in
Everything,
this
yeah.
evening.
Yep.
Was it difficult to select the plays? I mean, I feel like as a director, it would probably just you got so many decisions to make.
Yeah, I would say it is, because you definitely want to love the piece you're doing. You definitely want to like it a lot. And so I read through many books and many pieces, and ended up picking a couple, because we had to pick
narrow
a
it
few,
down.
a few
Okay.
options. And I had like picked one I was all right with, and it was like I could do this. And then this one was like, oh, I really want to do this one. So I ended up doing the one I really wanted to do, which is nice.
Wonderful.
So, yeah.
Very cool. We got 1 minute left. So biggest
Oh, wow.
challenge that you've seen so far as a student director in this experience?
I would say my biggest challenge is as a director, you can only open the door. They have to walk through it. So
Very nice.
Yeah.
I like that. What about you?
I think taking the role of teacher, kind of, it's weird to finally be on the other side and directing people and helping them, guiding them to what we're looking for in a show.
Definitely.
And it's an interesting experience to
Kind
do
of
that.
directing your peers a little bit.
Yeah,
Must be an
exactly.
interesting experience.
Mm-hmm.
One more time before we close out is the times and the performance times and ticket information where we can get more information.
The shows are March 10th to the 12th. And you
7:30.
7:30, and you can go to the box office at the Frederick March Theater on Algoma, and you can purchase your tickets there. $10 for seniors, adults, and alumni with Titan ID cards. $6 for Wisconsin students, and then $5 for Oshkosh students.
Wonderful. Well, and you can find more information on your website too about the
Yes,
theater department
absolutely.
in general. You guys got a Facebook page, always updating it. It's awesome pictures and everything. So we're really looking forward to the performance. Best of luck
Thank
in the
you.
final days
Thank
of
you.
preparation.
Thank you so much.
And thanks so much for stopping by today.
Glad to. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oshkosh Today was supported in part by the Friends of OCM. And Aurora Healthcare, 855 Northwest Haven Drive. Set design provided by House of Flowers, 1920 Algoma Boulevard. Oshkosh Today.